Unfamiliar names, I'm sure, to some of you during the course of the game. But there's plenty of NCAA talent, one or two with European League experience, and a whole lot more besides. But let's see. The Chinese Taipei is coming out first. Yi Su, the MVP in the championship series in Chinese Taipei's domestic league back in 2017. And there, the players being introduced to the crowd. Sung Han Wang of Taiwan Beer. And there's Chi Wai Lin, one of the key players on this lineup. But none more than this man, Quincy Davis, 35 years young. Obviously the naturalized player. And they're the coach, Chun San Chow. Remember, they've got 2 home games to come against the Philippines and Japan. But this is the last home game for Australia in this first round. And the Boomers, Nathan Sobey out first, once at the University of the Wyoming. Spent time in Europe as well and on the NBA Summer League. Cameron Glidden. Jason Kiddey comes from a rich line of Australian kiddies to play for their country. Nick Kay, one of the numbers to come out of Metro State in Denver. Mitch McCarron out next, and now Matt Hodson. Kevin Lish, only son of an NFL quarterback to be likely to be playing in this FIBA November window. Angus Brandt, Jesse Wagstaff of the Perth Wildcats. And a real set of confident players there, as you'd expect with such a good record under their highly experienced coach. There he is, Andres Lemonis, the son of Latvian immigrants, but born very much in the city of Melbourne, where we're watching this game this afternoon, local time. Here, though, the anthems. The strains of Advance Australia Fair ringing around the Margaret Court Arena. And the pleasantries are dealt with. And we shall see what these two teams have in store for us, as you'll have seen already. Chinese Taipei going down to defeat to Australia when they met on the island of Taiwan all of 3 months ago, 104.66, but they take some form with them into this game, as we see tonight's officials from South Korea, from Malaysia and from China. Chinese Taipei getting past Japan in something of an upset win in Yokohama, just by the 1 point, 70-69. So they have some form, and they're going to need it against a very powerful, tall Australian lineup. Let's look at the two teams, though, tonight. Look out for Su with two on his back. So to Chi Wai Lin forward, but Quincy Davis, clearly the man at getting on for 6'9". The star of their particular show. And you see the starting lineup for Chinese Taipei with Davis at centre, and they'll build their game around him, even though they still have one or two players missing, as of course do Australia. None of the NBA talent on show this afternoon, but an awful lot more besides, and many of those who have helped Australia qualify for Olympic Games and claiming many honours in Asia as well. In particular, Jason Cady, the son of not just two former Australian internationals, but also a former Boomers head coach as well. And it's Cady who joins Glidden in the backcourt to start proceedings off. Creek, Kickett and Hodgson as well. Virtually all of those players having come through the NCAA system. They've got a great setup, Australia, with the likes of St Mary's College, and also increasingly a number of players coming through Metro State as well in Colorado. Coach Amanis very clear with his instructions early on. And the mascot gets to give the official ball of FIBA World Cup China 2019 to the referees. Here's Coach Chow.
Okay, don't make it easy, go to the middle. Push him, don't look like a 10. Okay, push him down.
Instructions pretty clear to Davis. Don't make it easy down the lane. Coach Amanis, plenty of experience now in his role. He's been in charge of the Boomers since 2013, taking over soon after the London Olympics, but was in charge as they got to the bronze medal game in Rio. No question that Australia are a basketball nation on the rise, and they'll expect not just to qualify for the World Cup in China, but also do very well there as well. I'm sure it's a shame for them that if they were to qualify for the second round, they wouldn't necessarily play the New Zealand All Blacks, who were in a bit of a scrap in a very tough Group A alongside China and South Korea. Hong Kong not out of it as well. Remember, 3 to qualify from each of these groups, and they then play another of the 4 groups in all set up in the Asian qualification system. 7 teams in all from Asia will make it to China. And away come Chinese Taipei with the first possession. Early stages, plenty of quick movement. A fine opening barrage from three-point range from Chow. Yi Sang Chow of the Tongji Club. And first foul of the game is called there on number 10, Long Ma Hu. And Australia with an early half-court attempt. Kay. Kickett looking at his options as Cady susses them out too. Kickett for 3. Nice relaxed three-point play And the Boomers are on the board. Good noise inside the arena already. On a Sunday afternoon, Melbourne time. Su. Look for him to control things from the backport. Under pressure already from Katie, but it's picked up by Hoop. And he'll not get anywhere from three-point range with shooting like that. Kick it. Plenty of European experience to his name. Creek having a bit of resistance down the lane, but eventually finds his range. And Australia getting into the groove early on, which can't be a good sign for Chinese Taipei. The overwhelming favourites lead by 2. Chow will try and do something similar off the glass, but Hodgson will get the rebound. Katie back to Hodgson. Inside. And will try to pick out kick it, but it's gone out of bounds. Creek all the way to the basket. No stopping him. Had the pace to see off Chow. And plenty of Aussie grit already on show so far. Jason Katie then. Floats it up and draws the foul as well. And Australia, well, if they're in this sort of mood, there may be no stopping them. Su completely beaten, just a little nudge in the back. Enough to get Katie to the line in a moment. And Katie making sure of the extra point there. Australia with such a good record in international tournaments over the last few years. They've seen to almost permanently win the FIBA Asia Championship. And that gives them a great place to qualify for World Cups like the one in China, the FIBA World Cup 2019 in China. Davis missing on that occasion for Chinese Taipei. So the top towards Hodgson. But nothing that he can do about that one. Kick it a little awry with the pass. 8 years he spent in Europe after starting his career in St Mary's College. An offensive foul called by the officials. Chow not especially thrilled with proceedings. That's a Creek in there quickly, and Coach Chow has some thinking to do already. Katie picks out Hodgson. Inside, back to Katie. That is a lovely, lovely layup. And Australia really are in the groove now. Up by 7. Chinese Taipei with early problems. Chow. Hu. Su now. Back towards inside. Oh, that's a great foul to take from Long Mao Hu. But we'll see Katie slip inside for the relatively simple layup. What a lovely cutter that was from Matt Hodgson. But it's Hodgson who draws the foul. He has the foul called on him. Who drew it, and he'll get on the line for 2. Australia eyeing up a place in the second round of qualifying. And they'll play the teams in Group D if they make it. 1 from 2 from the line for Hoop. Looking like Iran, Kazakhstan and Qatar, the likely qualifiers as it stands right now. Creek. Got Katie for company. Here's kick it. And the low post, or flip back out to Katie for 3 points. Can't make it off the rim, but kick it there with the rebound. And the layup eventually from Brandt. Australia making slightly hard work of it. I'm sure Coach Lemanis wants a little more accuracy. But it's early days at the moment. Chen now in at guard. Back out where Hu is waiting, and you don't want to give it that man space. Long Mao Hu, all 6'4" of him. Creek for Australia. Over the top to Brandt, but Woods is in there. Great defense from Woods. Even better rebound. And surely it's going to be finished off by Mitch Creek. They lead by 7. And already a conversation taking place between the teams, and Mitch Creek very much part of that. The 6'5" shooting small forward, playing his basketball out of the Adelaide 36ers right now. Come off a torn hamstring muscle actually in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Not a single rebound so far for Taipei, and a turnover, but the officials call a halt. As Nick Kay and Kevin Lish come into the game at the expense of Glidden and Kickett. I think it's Kay with the illegal ball handling, so Chinese Taipei with more possession. Chen has Lish in his face. Back to Woods, expects large numbers from him tonight, but Creek floats it up over the top, looking for Brandt, but that's good covering from Woods, good hustle. Chen. Hu floats it up. I tell you, this guy can shoot from 3-point range, can't he? 2 from 3 already. And the Australians' gap is down to 4. Lish. Kay. Plenty of movement, and there, waiting for it is Mitch Creek. And he's on fire early on. 6 points to his name. 3 from 3. And when you get space like that, really, you've got to take advantage. All the time in the world. And it brings an early Chinese Taipei timeout.
Hey, right now we pick 3. You stay here, let's make it a ball. You come here. You come here, you can drive. You help, you can get the ball. OK? 好，到3来去做，清楚没有？好，来，叫来。来，哎，再做一个 double two，OK 来 ，1 2 3，有点耐心啊，有点耐心。
Well, they all come out for the basketball in Melbourne, don't they? Harlem Globetrotters in town. And for many of you, I'm sure, they could be amongst your very first memories of basketball. So here come Chinese Taipei then, trying to cut the lead back down to 6. Davis. Decent screen puts Chen in a little bit of space. Wang. Here's Chow, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Floats it up for a long 2, but Brandt with a comfortable rebound in the end for the Boomers. Might just get it back in a moment from Katie. No, goes back to Kay. Eventually back to Brandt, but the foul called on Davis, much to his displeasure. Not the easiest starts so far for Chinese Taipei, especially when you consider Australia 75% from 2-point range. And 50% from three-pointers. Not a single inside presence at the moment for Chinese Taipei. They've got to try and create some sort of threat there, you would think. Angus Brandt misses both. And away come Chinese Taipei. Chen again, producing plenty of movement inside to Davis, but it's picked off by Nick Kay. Away comes Brandt for the Boomers. Lish thought about the three-point play, but feeds Creek inside. And he makes short work of that. Just hanging on in there at the moment, Chinese Taipei, and they need to. Australia having put 100 points on them back in the original game, the reverse game earlier on, and that's not great from Chen, but this was pretty straightforward stuff. Mitch Creek on hand once again. Cady finds Brandt. Drives from the low post. Can't make the ball drop, though. Who can? And Australia come away with a pretty nifty rebound. Kevin McCarron picking that one up. Mitch McCarron, I should say. What about that, though? There is McCarron, right on the money. As soon as he makes his introduction, comfortable layup. Australia up by 10. Huang. Hu. Chow drives it up. They need more of that, don't they? Chinese Taipei, their first two-point play so far. McCarron holds things up for the Boomers. Cady. Kay. Lish. Back inside to Kay. But picked off by Chow. And away come Chinese Taipei, who's already been a threat from downtown, but that's poor. Another turnover. McCarron all on his own, drives to the basket. He'll go to the line. Wonderful feat from Cady, wasn't it? McCarron. Just picking off that with all the ease that you'd want. And there he is again. Drawing the foul from Chen. We'll see what he can do from the stripe. Played second division basketball in Spain as Mitch McCarron. That's the boy from Alice Springs. A little closer to home these days at the Cairns Taipans. And Coach Lemanis not looking unduly concerned at this stage. Who? It's with Davis. Can he drive it up himself? He can, and he'll pick off the foul as well from Hodgson. Davis with the and one. And Chinese Taipei will love moments like this. Just a spin, no answer whatsoever from Matt Hodgson. And Davis with a chance of turning that into a three-point play. Makes it comfortably as well. Hodgson's second foul too. Slight concern at the moment for Australia, with Hu out of the game now for Chinese Taipei. Lin has come back in. Here's Lish. Kay, expect plenty of substitutions throughout the proceedings from Coach Lemanis. McCarron. Here's Norton, floats that one up off the rim under pressure of the shot clock violation. Great rebound, though, from McCarron, in the right place at the right time. And Lish will set things up. Gets the screen from Hodgson. Kevin Lish back to Norton. And Hodgson can't reach that one. Aussies turn it over. Chow inside to Davis with the layup off the glass. Kay away with the rebound for Australia. Oh, back inside. That's beautiful. McCarron right on the money. Chinese Taipei under the press already, and under the pump too. Down by 9. Inside the final minute of the opener. Chen floats it up off the rim. Mitch McCarron very eager to get involved here. Norton just picks up another foul, I think, off Chen. But that was great awareness from Norton to pick out his fellow Mitch McCarron. Chen's second foul. And there's a contented sound to the crowd inside this Margaret Court Arena as Australia again slipping up on the free throw stakes. Wagstaff in the game, incidentally, for Lish. Sobey in for Kay. And both missed. Australia shooting above 55%, but the rebound comes in handy. Mitch Norton drives it up, and Matt Hodgson finishes off with the dunk. Quick pace from Chinese Taipei, trying to get first Lin into open court, and then Quincy Davis too. Nathan Sobey will slow it up though. Last possession of the quarter. Sobey back out to Hodgson from the corner, off the rim, and Chinese Taipei won't be able to get this away, but McCarron might. It's a little bit late though, and Australia with a satisfactory opening quarter, dominating off the glass as we expected, with so much height advantage. Their free throw shooting leaving a great deal to be desired, but 20 points in the paint compared to 4 shows you where Australia are winning this. There's a third round of qualifiers to come in June, but these the opening stats from the first quarter. As you can see, so much good work being done by Australia inside. And after it was all smiles amongst the player introductions, smiles are very much on those wearing green and gold. Mitch Creek and left Chinese Taipei without a paddle there. Jason Cady has been lining it up so far. He's been the only real consistent scoring threat for Chinese Taipei, number 10. Plays his basketball on the Chinese mainland with Guangdong. Two from 3 he shot from downtown. Quincy Davis, just 1 from 4, but perhaps his time will come. Australia not prepared to risk every single player tonight. It doesn't really feel as if they may need to, with even though this is the final home game for them. They've still got to go to the Philippines and Japan. There'll be testing environments there for some of the younger members of the Boomer squad. Norton. Floated up superbly by Nathan Sobey there. Did ever so well off balance. Here come Chinese Taipei now. Su. Huang from mid-range off the glass, but Davis picks up a slightly fortunate rebound. Chow off the rim once again. Great athleticism from Wang there. And Su inside to Davis, but Hodgson will pick up another foul there. Now Wasobi, under pressure from at least 3 of the Chinese Taipei team. And Davis draws the foul from Hodgson. And Chow will take a breather, and Chen replaces him. Davis, though, unsuccessful from the three-point line to begin with, at least. Sobey, Hodgson, McCarron, Norton and Wagstaff on the court for Australia. Great drive to the basket from Wagstaff, though. All to no avail in the end. Wang gets it back. Wang for 3. Doesn't drop for him. And Lin has it taken away from him. Away comes McCarron for Australia. Driving to the basket is Norton. Hodgson can't finish it off. Sobey once more drives down the lane. Back out to Norton. Foul called on Lin. Wagstaff was certainly looking for the foul there, no question. They're a more simple decision for the officials to make, as Hodgson takes a break for now. Sobey lays it up off the glass. Can't get the rebound though, Australia. Away come Chinese Taipei. Chen. And that would have been a sensational layup. And it is. Wang, the man responsible. McCarron. Wagstaff. Sobey. Back to Mitch McCarron. Norton. Will he try to... Oh, denied by Davis. And Chen will lay it up, draws the foul off McCarron. But that Chinese Taipei's best moment, no question. What about that? Dismissed by Davis. Chen determined to find the points. Mitch McCarron equally determined to stop him doing it. What to think about some of these Chinese Taipei players, but they are giving as good as they get right now. Glidden into the game, so too Cady. McCarron and Norton step out for the Boomers. Here is Jason Cady. Chen doing his best to stay with him. Back out to the corner, where Sobey, just lost it at the wrong moment. And away comes Chinese Taipei. Wang. Davis is going to go himself from the low post. And he's looking at his options. And eventually takes responsibility himself. And nothing that either he or Lin can do from there. Chi-Wei Lin. 6'6", 25 years of age. Coming out of Fubon. Very strong and passionate league in Chinese Taipei. There's Glidden picking out Cady for Australia. Wagstaff finds Creek. Here's Cady for 3. Off the rim, gets his own rebound, follows it up with the layup. Mitch Creek doing it all himself, seemingly. His first miss. And then repairs the damage. Davis thinks he's drawn a foul, but is called for an offensive foul as we watch Mitch Creek once again. Here is Davis. Yeah, there was an elbow there in the face, and Couch Limanis is certainly calling for that. And it doesn't help Davis if he keeps Procestis its virtues. It's not helping him whatsoever. In danger of a technical there if it continues. Kick it now in the game for the Boomers. Who steps out for Taipei? Lin, beg your pardon, Who comes in? Lin out, and as you can see, Coach Chow taking Davis off for his own protection almost. Kick it, finds Glidden. Creek over on this left-hand side, lays it up, doesn't need to, because Brandt should have done. How on earth has he blown that one? There's a casualness about the Boomers' play right now that won't please Coach Limanis, and Brandt maybe still thinking about that. Oh, that's very, very average. Almost taking his eye off it at the wrong moment. And here come Chinese Taipei once more. Su floats that one up, and again it doesn't drop for the visiting team. 23% inside the arc right now. There is kick it off the rim. So much experience to his name. Limanis not entirely thrilled right now. Less than 6 to play in the half. Australia with a clear advantage. So Chinese Taipei, well, if they can get a run going, how far can they push this Boomers team? Oh, that's could have been a foul on Hu, but he landed a sensational three-point play, and that makes Coach Limanis call a timeout. What about this? Back out from Su, and Hu gets the plaudits back to the man who delivered the scoring pass. Australia with the timeout.
Exactly right. All right, understand who we're playing against here. Chu's driving in, he's going to pass it out. Team's hit 3 threes now. All right, we've got to understand what we're doing, not flooding in on 2 and making him pass to somebody else. Understand who we're guarding. Now, offensively, we've gone soft against the zone. Everyone's standing there with the ball above their head. Like, at the end of the day, fucking drive, get 2 feet in the paint, as you showed you. Then you got penetrate pitch, we've got laps coming off it. Just on the straight walk-up situation, just bring it on down here, whack. And right now, okay, what I want to do is just play out a swing. So it's here, or just come down, throw it in the post and cut and play out of that. Or play here, whack, play off that. That post man can camp, look to turn the corner. We play out of those situations. All right?
Hey, on the press break, you take it out, you come to the middle. Okay. You go back. 1, 2, 3.
Well, basketball is a passionate game. Apologies for some of the language that you heard in that timeout. Coach Limanis distinctly unhappy. And we may well see Su in particular guarded much more closely after those instructions. We shall see what happens when Taipei get into possession. Here's Glidden for the Boomers, off the rim, and away come Chinese Taipei. And here is Su trying to lay it up. Oh, he'll kick himself for that. Here's Creek, and the man in green and gold, K. Glidden. Kick it. He's driving himself. No, back inside. K. Delightful from Australia. What about the communication between 3 players there? Su back out. Oh, that's gorgeously worked. And Chen has the chance from 3-point range off the rim. It's K with the rebound, though. Glidden. Creek. Thought about taking the responsibility himself, but it was as if Kickett got in the way. rather than Chinese Taipei. There is Kickett, and there's Glidden from down south, buries the three. Talk about talent in this Australian team. Timeout called Chinese Taipei. Super stuff. Kickett could have taken it himself, but gave Cameron Glidden the opportunity. And Chinese Taipei really do have problems now.
Make sure you cover low post. Yeah. 3个中间会帮忙，所以龙帽那个不用帮。这边，他在做传球，马上过去的时候，他这个5号会出来，你要马上进去到这个地方来，他会马上去球点再去做。你刚刚不是说就传大球是？对呀，刚刚第一个传的是我的。如果传大球，你还是下，你要随球边下去，他传到边我到这边，他传底我到这边来。 好，了解吗？你这边他还是在包。
This guard, and then it's the flash guy behind it and the back cut on that stuff. All right. So next time down, man or zone, let's go with rub flash. All right, rub flash. Here we go. We're in goal here.
Right, let's go.
1, 2, 3. Let's stop.
Real confidence from Coach Lemanison with the size, playing such a key role right now. You can understand that confidence. Rebounds very much going Australia's way. Fair to say that Chinese Taipei have gotten a little more into this off the glass in this second quarter. Here is Su. Here's a screen from Davis. Hu, the man who's been lining it up from three-point range, goes inside and gets a rebound as well. Kickett probably should have claimed that. In the end, Brandt does the job for him. Creek, back to Kickett. Cady. K. Jason Cady inside, Mitch Creek. Just can't miss tonight, seemingly. 6 from 6 for him. He's on 12 points. Very efficient work indeed. Davis. Thought about finding Hu over the top, off the rim. Always struggling against Kickett, but he wasn't getting an awful lot of help. Nick Kay could drive it up himself, and he does. Chinese Taipei just need to hold this run at the moment. Just need to hang on to the Aussie coattails. Who gets a decent screen in there for Chen to float it up, but once again, Chinese Taipei going a little cold right now. Cady for Australia. Quickly finds Kickett and somehow almost presents it to Quincy Davis. Hu inside to Davis. Needs a bit more movement. Su back to Davis. Almost seems to be the default option. He's going to have to do it himself once again off the glass. And here's Kay. Cady. Can he find Kay? He can with the cutter. What about that from Cady? And Cady strikes gold for Australia. They are cruising here. These men in green and gold. And they'll be a threat to anybody should they make it all the way to FIBA World Cup China 2019. Su can't land from just beyond the arc. Here's Mitch Creek. Cady once again trying his luck. Davis with the rebound. Well, that's nice stuff, though. Chen on the mark inside. Mitch Creek, will he keep up his run? Yes, he will. 7 from 7. Mitch Creek showing he's certainly shaken off that hamstring problem that he had at the back end of last year. Maybe 1 or 2 scouts from European clubs might be keeping an eye out for him. Chen inside to Su, but the whistle has gone. See where the foul was drawn. Yeah, just a little touch, and then Jason Cady gets a touch into the temple that he won't necessarily have appreciated, and Yi-Chen Su takes a break, almost certainly for the rest of the half. Chow, who constantly being guarded now after 3 very handy trays. That wouldn't have been a bad layup if he'd made that. It's Australia's rebound. Kevin Lish. Kicker. Jason Cady calls a hold. Gets a screen from Kicker. Cady. Back to Kay. Kay leading Davis and Merry Downs. Kicker. Can't finish the job off either. Huang with the rebound. Who? Oh, takes a foul from Cady. That's great defense, though, from Davis, isn't it? Just standing his ground. You could argue Cady was doing something similar, but very little chance the referees aren't going to call the foul on him there. Davis has done his job for the half, and he's got to take a break at some stage. Not been very effective from a scoring perspective. 1 from 7 so far. But he's certainly been in there and held tough defensively. Not much luck for Hu from the line. 1 from 2 for him. Cady for Australia. Kay. Kevin Lish looking to get some sort of purchase down the lane. Nick Kay. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Nathan Sobey for 3. Brings the crowd to life and ends the half on a highly positive point for the Boomers. They've dominated it as we thought they might, and they lead Chinese Taipei 47-25. Story of the half, Mitch Creek show. 7 from 7. Can he keep the streak going in the second half to come? Australia, so much presence inside, 53%. Dead level, either team, 40% from outside. Rebounds, well, the Boomers are killing Chinese Taipei right now. Even though Chinese Taipei have only 3 blocks to Australia's 0. These are the moments then of the first half, with both anthems respected. And so good to always see the pleasantries before a FIBA international. And there's so much movement, so much size for Chinese Taipei to handle from these Boomers that they are literally hanging on in there with every possession. Mitch Creek had a fine opening half. Just threads the hole in between Hu and Davis. Cady, equally from the backcourt. There's dominated proceedings. And it's a real excitement to see these Australian fans enjoying Australian homegrown players taking it to opponents just up the road, who has looked sharp from three-point range. Chen finding him in open court. And there, Mitch Creek, loving the dunk. And why wouldn't you as well? Quincy Davis, not entirely on the best side of the referees so far. Mitch Creek, on the other hand, can do no wrong. Now Cady, what a lovely sight of the pass for McCarron. And Davis, very much at the centre of everything good that Chinese Taipei have done, but he can't do it on his own. McCarron just pouring it on from the backcourt. And if he hasn't been able to do it, then Norton can. It's a lovely dish for Matt Hodgson. Tough drive to the basket there from Nathan Sobek. And equally, Chinese Taipei through Wang and then Davis. And how about the block there from Quincy Davis? One of the best sights you'll see on a basketball court. And now Mitch Creek. One of his 7 successful scoring opportunities. Although that moment, I suspect, not one that Angus Brandt will want to linger on when the video analysis comes out over the course of later on today. Some pass though, that one. Mitch Creek once again. Surely a candidate for MVP today on the evidence that first half alone. Glidden getting in on the act as well in the limited game time he enjoyed. And Mitch Creek once again on the end of Cady's vision. Nick Kay is not going to spurn chances like that. Gets the call to go down the lane. Why wouldn't you take it? Save for Cady from downtown. Good start for Australia. Second half to come. Welcome back to the Margaret Court Arena at the National Tennis Centre in Melbourne, where Australia enjoy an advantage over Chinese Taipei going into the second half of this FIBA Basketball World Cup China 2019 qualifier in Group B. There's some of the scoring stats from the Boomers. Mitchell Creek, 7 out of 7 so far, 14 points for him. Kevin Cady, Jason Cady I should say, shooting a mere 50%, and Mitch McCarron, also 100% so far. 2 from 2, and they're 2 from the free throw line as well. So they've certainly done their bit in this first half. They put over 100 points on Chinese Taipei when the two teams met in November. But Chinese Taipei not entirely out of this by any means. Before Australia went on a 12-0 run, they had cut the margin down to 8, and they can thank Long Ma Hu for that with his 11 points in the main. Quincy Davis III needs to get a little bit more presence. Good backup from the backcourt from Chen as well. There is Hu. There's noticeable that Australia were guarding him much more closely towards the back end of the first half. There's Coach Chow. Best achievement, incidentally, for Chinese Taipei in a FIBA competition was reaching the semi-finals of the Asian Championship way back in 2003, but didn't make it beyond the group stage of the 2015 FIBA Asian Championship, which of course Australia won.
Just tell him square. Square means I'm not.
了解吗？好，然后现在刚刚，哎呀 ，moment roll 一个 time out， 啊，他就过来注意看这个地方，但这两个要稍微看一下，不要只有停下去，最后那有 high low， 然后 check foul inside moment。
So the coaches have had their last words. It's so important for Chinese Taipei that they can stay with these Australians for as long as possible. And remember, a win for the Boomers will see them into the second qualification round, where they're likely to meet the likes of Iran, Kazakhstan and Qatar. And there's one bright spark on social media has just suggested Mitch Creek playing that guy who turns out to play for your opposition, and he doesn't even need to make a move, he just goes to the cup. First possession doesn't work out for Chinese Taipei. And away come Australia with Glidden, Cady, Creek, Hodgson and Kickett on court. Here's Jason Cady, Kickett, Glidden, Hodgson all the way back to Cady. Oh, wonderful vision from Creek. What a pass that was to pick out Kickett. Magnificent. Mitch Creek very much enjoying life right now. Su for Chinese Taipei. Hu. He's going to go again from downtown. Certainly thought about it. Chen back to Hu. Got him open for a moment, despite Hodgson's best efforts. And away come Australia. Creek, inevitably. Glidden opted not to go for the tray. And Cady will slow things up as they just professionally try and take time out of the clock already. Creek loses it for once. Does well to get it back. Hodgson. Well, that's Paul, but he was under time pressure. And Chen will go down the lane for Chinese Taipei. Nice layup. What about, though, the cutback pass from Mitch Creek? That was just a joy to watch. And this was pretty useful from Chen as well. Plenty of space down the lane for him to attack the cup. Now, what can Australia do on this occasion? Here's Glidden. Gets a good screen from Hodgson. Cady in the corner. Glidden from way back. And he makes it look so easy, doesn't he? Cameron Glidden. Su, Hu. There's Chen once again, floats it up this time. Davis finishes off for Chinese Taipei. They need more of that. Cady to Glidden from the corner. Well, why not go for it a second time? Davis with the rebound. And he draws the foul as well. Well, he was in so much space. Must have been a good 2 or 3 feet beyond the arc. Simply outrageous. Davis will have enjoyed that, though. Real frustrations for him. 1 from 7 in the first half. Like I'm Chinese Taipei. Chen. Davis trying to give him a little bit of help. Oh, Chen has found some space there. Almost a gorgeous layup. But here's the space. Mitch Creek, 8 from 8. He can't just do anything wrong right now. 16 points to his name. Quincy Davis. Oh, loses it. Another turnover, Chinese Taipei. Cady, Glidden, Mitch Creek once again. Is he going to miss again? No, of course he's not. 9 from 9. How long can this go on for? Hu. He's drawn the foul. Cady, I think, was looking for a travel. Cady, wonderful assist. How about the slam from Creek? And what's the impression you get that Mitch Creek is getting all sorts of a chat from his teammates, and he takes a well-earned break. McCarron coming in for him. And the banter has already started. Chen for Chinese Taipei now. Hu from three-point range. He's been hot so far. That's a pretty tasty rebound from Davis. Lays it up brilliantly. What about that from Quincy Davis? I'm not sure Quincy Davis, the first or the second, could have done any better. Shakes off Hodgson. And he also gets rid of Kickett as well. Brilliant stuff. How does he do this? Gets the and one as well. There's the naturalised Taiwanese citizen. Kick it for Australia. Glidden for 3. Grant with the rebound. Gets another go though, Cameron Glidden. Oh, air ball, which McCarron will pick up with glee. And kick it finally with the layup. And McCarron, relatively comfortable steal off Chen. Australia playing with real freedom here and real confidence. Heading to the second round of qualification for the World Cup in China in 2019, but Glidden can't take advantage there. Look at those rebounds, 36 to 19, a real differential. As we see Iche Su take to the bench. Kick it, 3 seconds on the shot clock. Glidden's got to put it up, or it's McCarron's turn this time. Off the rim. Chen. Probably done more to boost Chinese Taipei's cause in this second half, than anyone else so far. Cady back out to kick at Glidden to his right-hand side. Gives him the screen back. McCarron. In the corner is Jason Cady. And the foul called on that man there. David Kickett. Daniel Kickett, I should say, of course, so the Brisbane Bullets. Once of St Mary's College and a host of clubs in Europe as well. He's certainly done his time as the 34-year-old. Maybe another Olympics is, well, another chance of the Olympics is beyond him, but I think he'd fancy being in China in about 18 months' time. Mitch McCarron for the Boomers. Gets the screen off Kay. Brandt has to do it himself under shot clock pressure. Here's Chen for Chinese Taipei. Layup and one. Well, he's having a fine second half. The fast break. It's got so much gas, and no way Kevin Lish is doing anything about that. And those Chinese Taipei fans that I think you might have seen in the background there. Enjoyed that. Well, he deserves double digits scoring for some of his work in this third quarter. And we're inside the last 5 minutes of it. Cady finds Kay. McCarron. Good screen from Brandt, but off Davis. And it's Australia ball. Kevin Lish. Kay can't miss from mid-range there. The Illawarra Hawks man, 6'9", forward. Wonderful flexibility there. Chan. Oh, wonderful speed to get away from Cady there. And the fake, that is sublime. Ying Chun Chen. Remember the name. Inside to Brandt. Oh, lost it. And a chance on the fast break for Chinese Taipei. Wang can't do anything with it. Neither can Hu. They might even get a second bite of the cherry, but not so fast. And that's a tough foul that Lish has just drawn there. He's got something about him. This point guard, Ying Chun Chen. It's 5'11" of him. He took a piece out of Kevin Lish there. Davis the third with 4 blocks, as you can see. I'm not sure Kevin Lish is entirely happy with life right now. Might be an opportunity here. Norton doesn't roll the right way as far as he's concerned. And it's Chow away for Chinese Taipei. Davis in the low post. Chow. Here's Wang from the corner. Davis can't get the rebound, and it's all handed on a plate for Po Hun Chow. It's a very loose couple of minutes in this game at the moment. Maybe Kevin Lish can restore some order. Davis picks up the turnover. Here's Chow. Comfortable layup. And Australian coach has seen enough. That's pretty straightforward stuff for Po Sun Chow. And then Yi Sang Chow. Taiwan Beer and Tongji, respectively. And let's hear what Coach Lemanis has made of a rather mad few moments.
Play our own game. We started worrying about the wrong things. We started worrying about referees and trying to hit people. Worried about playing basketball. defensively. When we shoot it, we've got to get guys back on D-trans. Where now everyone's
照做啊，照做。他如果4-5在这边做接位置，2-3在这边，要小心他拦住这个地方，一传球到后篮就来了。走位要走凶一点。第二个，他有切进来，旁边的可以稍微站帮忙一点的地方。好，下一波，哎 ，double drive two， 注意他，这样 ，one， 冲来 ，two， 用 hand off 的方式。
So much depth in this Australian setup. You could argue that they have two teams missing for these 2 February games, and when you consider that it's arguable that Paddy Mills, real star down the last few years with the San Antonio Spurs, may not necessarily get ahead of Ben Simmons. Shows you the depth that these Boomers have these days. And away they come once more. McCarron finding some gold with the layup. Gives Chinese Taipei a problem in these opening moments. Chow. Opts to go with Davis rather than Chen. Here's Chow off the rim. Davis with a decent rebound, but is fouled. And Angus Brandt gets the call. What about that from McCarron over the top of Davis? That's just dismissive. On the court for Australia at the moment, incidentally, Hodgson, Kay, Lish, McCarron and Norton. And just as I say that, Brandt steps out. Hodgson in. Davis misses the first from the line. Oh, Chow almost with a strong rebound, but Australia come away with it. As Davis misses both, 10 points to his name. Kevin Lish. Karen, oh, nice pass. How about that? Matt Hodgson. That is sensational. Ipswich, Queensland can be very proud at that. Chen. Davis is going to try his luck from three-point range. Can't make it, and the referees are in pretty quickly. But watch this again. Norton picking out Hodgson. The putback dunk is just brilliant. What about that? It gets better every time you see it. Norton is called for a foul, meanwhile. Matt Hodgson can't stop grinning. Timeout called as well.
Next offense, we do like a little bit special. Let's kill. 这是这是冲汉，来了，来这个带，带的情况是后来，对不对？这个 back kick， 走这边往上走，慢一点，他在走的时候，在走过来的时候，这个人，Allen 就往这边走，冲汉往这边来，然后这边两个做双打，大家可以看吗？
1, 2, 3.
Let's go.
Well, what the crowd, I'm sure, wants to see is Mitch Creek getting back on the court, but it doesn't look like Coach Lemanis is going to oblige them. He's certainly going to go through his rotation. And as you can see, Hodgson, Kay, Lish, McCarron and Norton on the court. Chen, Chow, Davis, Wang and Yu on for Chinese Taipei. And those two, Longley and Andre Lemanis, look pretty content with life. Lish for Australia, drawing the foul, much to the surprise of Yu. His first foul of the night. Lish. Kay. Hodgson lurking in the low post. It looks as if he's going to try and get Lish a screen. Will Hodgson get it back? Well, that was the aim, and that could have been an outrageous bat into the basket. Absolutely amazing. Matt Hodgson can do no wrong right now. Not the highest scoring game that Australia have ever had, but there's been some moments of real quality. Here's Davis once again. Wang with the assist. If he can finish it off from there, well, he'll draw the foul off either Hodgson or Kay. But what about this once again? Hodgson just doing enough. And is there a little smile across his face as well. Fourth rebound to his name. He's also got 6 points as well. Davis successful with the third. Not so with the second, although Chow surely has to make that. It's Chen, in fact. And that is the job done. As far as that possession is turned, and nothing McCarron can do with that, apart from growing legs about 6 feet taller. Kay with a pretty wretched pass, it has to be said. That actually that far away from it, Mitch McCarron. Davis. He's drawn the foul from McCarron there. And Chinese Taipei doing well here. Got this deficit down to 19. Was up at 27 a few moments ago. May well be that they can close that gap even further. They certainly need more points from Chen. And those Boomers players have certainly worked hard. Coach Lemanis won't make them think that though. 2 from Chen. And we're inside the last 30 seconds of the third quarter. Lish. Might just be time for one more possession from Chinese Taipei. Lish to Hodgson. Oh, can't find Kay with the cutter. And they're insistent that Chinese Taipei should get the ball, aren't they? The men in white. But it's going to be Australia ball. It's all going to be brought to a halt for a moment. As Australia check their options. 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Oh, stolen. But turnover almost immediately. It was Yu who picked up the steal. A chance here for Lish. But Wang is drawn for the foul. It's almost as if he wanted to give Kevin Lish a cuddle. What a decent third quarter that man's had. Ying Chun Chen. Very, very fine quarter indeed. And whatever happens in this game, he's done himself proud. 4.9 seconds left. Matt Hodgson with another outrageous cutback. Finished off by McCarron. And they get the score before the buzzer. Matt Hodgson enjoying himself out there, no question about that. And so too are Australia. 68-49. And Australia taking firm control of this one. So Australia with the whip hand and are just a few minutes of basketball away from a place in the second qualification round in Asia for the FIBA Basketball World Cup China 2019. On course for their 4th win out of 4 in Group B, and it's plays like this that have helped them get there, although Chen has done his bit for Chinese Taipei. Has just been superseded by Mitch Crete. 9 from 9 shooting so far. Perfect night for him. Angus Brandt chipping in here and there too. What about this from Chen? Draws the foul from Lish. It's subtle enough. And a terrific layup as well. More pace as well from him. Just showed Cadia Mary Downs there. That's, though, the moment, not just in the third quarter, but the whole game from Matt Hodgson. Got to be something more, though, from the Boomers. You always think good sides will leave plenty for the final quarter. And as the service staff make sure the spectators have everything that they need for the final 10 minutes of the game. What more can the Boomers can produce? Plenty of fight from Chinese Taipei, though. Come away with a lot of credit so far, but you've just got to hold it together now for these last 10 minutes. Hodgson, Kay, Lish, McCarron and Norton on the court. Wagstaff, in fact, is on there now for Australia as who picks up another foul. Jesse Wagstaff. And he's won 4 NBL titles in his time, the 6'8" power forward. Cady over the top, Sobey, back to Wagstaff. It's just so easy for Australia. Maybe there's going to be a few more party pieces coming out from the Boomers now. Wang for Chinese Taipei. Important they don't lose what credit they've got in the bank here as Davis tries to put Wang back in. Here's Lish, over the top, Sobey, are you serious? Australia loving life and so are the fans as well. Look at the smiles around the Margaret Court Arena right now. Maybe Coach Demanis has told them to go and enjoy themselves. Su for 3, no good. And away come Australia once more. Here is Sobey, the man responsible for nearly breaking the rim there. Kevin Lish, Wagstaff, back to Lish. It's inside to Hodgson. He's already shown what he can do from the dunk. He's got past Davis. Padded back from Wagstaff. Australia will have another go. Lish for 3 from the corner. The rebound from Wagstaff, and he gets his second go. Doesn't make a mistake from there. Just feels like Australia raised the intensity in this final quarter as who draws the foul. What about this, though, from Sobey? So unselfish. Knew he was going out of bounds. He knew he was going to bury it then. And look at the reaction from Matt Hodgson as well. Brilliant. How good is it to see top-level international players not just playing well, but enjoying playing well as well. It's wonderful to see. Chow in for Hu, with Hu on 4 fouls now for Chinese Taipei. Davis, who's worked hard without much fortune. Chen floats that one up. Well, he's had a terrific second half. Lish gets a great screen from Hodgson there. Wagstaff back to Lish. Here is Hodgson. Cady. Wagstaff. Lish in the corner. Back to Wagstaff over the top to Hodgson, who's battled by 5'11" Chen. That's not a fair fight against 6'11" Matt Hodgson. But this game being played unquestionably in the right spirit. And there's Davis all on his own, just Hodgson for company, gets the layup, and the M1. Quincy Davis battling away at the age of 35 and still going strong. "13 points to his name." Well, he's always a key player for Chinese Taipei, and he knows he's always got to deliver. Away come Australia. Hodgson's 4th foul. Here's Wagstaff, though, for the Boomers. Sobey drives it up the lane himself, but no real space for him. Lish might find some space. He's in the corner, waiting for it from Cady, floats it up. Nothing flash from Lish on that occasion. Just did the job. Su. Chow. He's all on his own. He's got to take the open court. Oh, but he can't even find the rim. Cady comes away for Australia, and he's all on his own for the layup. Decent block, though, from Po Sung Chow. Just like that from Lish in the corner. Cady, though. Oh, it's Davis, in fact, with the block. As Hodgson takes a break, and Angus Brandt comes in for him. Wagstaff. Oh, that's quick hands from Sobey. What can Brandt do? Oh, he can't do it first time. Neither on the second either. Chen, most dangerous player on the Chinese Taipei lineup. 2 more points to him. And it's 22 points to his name. 8 from 14 from the field. That is very special against good quality opponents too. Lish, not the smoothest of ball handling. Cady tidies up. Here's Wagstaff down the lane himself. Su, oh well, not working out for him. It's out of bounds off Cady. I wonder what Chung San Chow makes of the occasion tonight. Keeping his team to within 19 of Australia. Pretty respectable. The Chinese Taipei ball, in spite of Jesse Wagstaff's protestations. Back into the game comes Long Ma Hu. Su out for Yishang Yu as well. Chu, I should say. Finally get the ball in bounds too. Hu, Chow. Watching as Chen. Under pressure from Sobi. Back all the way out to Chow. And there's Chen. Oh, what a play! Long Mao Hu finishing it off quite superbly. There's Wagstaff for three. Knocks it down as if he's in the park amongst his guys. Trying to make an impression on this game, Jesse Wagstaff. Limited game time so far. Chen decides he'll take a breather. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Davis. Drives it up the lane himself. Wagstaff in there strong. Offensive foul called on Davis. Unfortunate for the Chinese Taipei big. His third foul in all. Got the rebound and picked up the foul for his trouble. Sobi for Australia. There's Brandt. McCarron. Down a bit of a blind alley there, but somehow got away with it. Sobi floats it up off the rim. And away comes Wang for Chinese Taipei. Chen. He's not going off anytime soon. Neither is Davis. Lovely dunk. And maybe a little late to affect the result. But Quincy Davis has had his moments. Sobi. Oh, what a screen that is from Brandt. Gets the rebound too. Davis says you will be denied. Brandt gets the rebound though. In the most unusual of circumstances. Australia readying a double change. Sobi back out to Wagstaff for three. Davis, Chen for Chinese Taipei. He's impressed me. I wonder if there may be one or two other clubs in Asia thinking about Ying Chung Chen after this. Davis. Oh, driven straight up the lane. And Sung Han Wang with 2 more points. And Chinese Taipei getting that gap to 18. Wagstaff. Brandt. Oh, lovely back to McCarron. Wagstaff from outside. It's all a little bit loose from Australia, who want to make now, I think, 3 changes, but there's just no break in play right now. Here's Hu for Chinese Taipei. Inside to Chow, floats it up, can't make the play. And then Sobi finds McCarron. Oh, Wagstaff will drive it up. And surely it's got to drop. Davis, Chow this time, must finish the layup, and he does. And finally, as if mercy has been bestowed, we see timeout called with Davis dunking on the highlight reel. And this was pretty nice from Wang down the lane as well. Timeout called, Australia. Well, Quincy Davis wants an explanation on something. But it's been very impressive from Australia with Kay, Kickett, McCarron, Norton, Sobey on the court now. Chinese Taipei, though, battling hard. And they're not going to be embarrassed tonight, whatever happens in these remaining 2 minutes and 10 seconds of the game. McCarron spinning this way and that. Screen from Kickett. It's back with Kay from outside. And Australia can do no wrong. Su calling the shots from point guard. Inside to Davis, takes on Kicker and gets the and one. Well, the Boomers just taking their eye off the ball at the moment here. Nick Kay didn't do that from three-point range, but I'm not sure that that was necessarily all down to Quincy Davis, as well as he did in those circumstances. Adds another point to his personal tally. 18 points, as you'll see. Sobey finds a Kickett. There's McCarron for three. Oh, he just is lighting it up, Mitch McCarron. 13 points now to his name. Australia are not going to bring the century up, surely, from this distance. Davis with the double-double now, as you can see. Chen can only find the glass. Oh, that's nice from McCarron. And Kay is open. Kicker just has to lay it up comfortably. Timeout called as well. And Australia going through the motions now to a certain extent. All the time in the world for McCarron to make the three-point play. And one last set of instructions from both coaches, you fancy.
Stay here, we go to angle. 在这边瑞亚这边来，那个瑞到这边来。好，这样，你走这个位置，有包包，过来接球，上。No, little down screen, we go to angle, little down screen, and pop out. That's angle, OK？ 我们快打，再看一下啊，这个位置。用3两跑，用3两跑。啊，这边过来做接球。哦，过来直接后接球之后走向过来这边，就直接杀人。
Well, shame to say it looks like Mitch Creek's not going to take to the court for these remaining minute of the game. And he's going to maintain his perfect record, 9 from 9 shooting. And here's Chen for Chinese Taipei. He'll get it back. He's going to shoot from downtown. No. Su to Chow. Oh, gets it back to who? Chinese Taipei battling away to the last. They're not going to win this game, but they have deserved so much credit from this performance, and they will give Philippines and Japan plenty to think about in the remaining 2 games in June, as Kickett draws the foul from Su. Some outstanding work from these Australians tonight. Creek, he'll get the attention, 9 from 9, 18 points. McCarron, 13. Shooting the mere 5 from 6. Plus 2 from 2 from the line. 10 points to Hodgson, 2. And Chinese Taipei with their stars at 2. Chen doing ever so well. 22 points there, his name. And here he is once more. Last possession, it would seem. We'll try and find some space in there somewhere. Chen's got to try and float it up himself, surely. I mean, rather acrobatic flop, I think we'll call it. And he didn't like that at all. And the Australians giving him plenty to think about. I'm not quite sure about Cameron Glidden pointing to the scoreboard is necessarily in order. But Chen, well, that's a pretty obvious charge, that, isn't it? And then, what on earth is that all about? The look he got from the Boomers there was something pretty sharp, and Cameron Glidden was right in his face too. No matter, Australia win it, and they progress to the second round of qualification for FIBA Basketball World Cup China 2019. A 20-point victory, 88-68. They've outclassed Chinese Taipei, and with their home record complete now, they face 2 away journeys later this year. And those games will not matter in terms of at least qualification, but it's all about building up results and getting the points on the board to make sure Australia are there in China in 2019. And on this evidence, they look very good bets to do so, you would think. 18 for Creek, 13 for McCarron, 10 from Hodgson. And for Chinese Taipei, 22 from Chen, 8 from 15 from the field, 14 from 21 all over. Quincy Davis, a double-double for him, 18 points, 11 rebounds, and the Boomers get the plaudits from the home crowd inside this Market Court Arena at the National Tennis Centre in Melbourne. Fine performance from them. Rebounds, well, they've dominated Chinese Taipei as they were expected to do so. 9 blocks for Chinese Taipei. Davis with 5 of them. And there's some of the game leaders for you. Australia with plenty to spare. And they are already through then from Group B into the second round of qualification. And there it is, 8 points, a 4-0 record. Chinese Taipei slipped to 1-3, but as you can see, they could still make it through to the second round of qualification with Japan an 0-3 record. Here's some of the moments of the second half. Cameron Glidden fired it off from 3-point range. Chen and Davis combining at regular intervals. Should also mention, incidentally, 15 points for Hu, Long Mao Hu of Guangdong Dongguan Bank Club. Hu with plenty of presence both inside. 6'4" forwards. Everyone had to watch as Chen gave Kevin Lish the run around. He looks a talent. There's the 5'11" guard. But Australia, well, they have so many talents around their program these days. Not just the likes of Dellavedova, Maker at Milwaukee, Paddy Mills, Joe Ingles, and Baines, Andrew Bogut, Ben Simmons, also Matiang at Charlotte as well. So they've got talent bursting out of every pore right now, Australian basketball. Many of these guys helped them win the FIBA Asia Cup in 2017. And going to be seeing more of them, especially if Matt Hodgson produces putback dunks like that. Good win for Australia. Coach Lemanis very content at the end of the third. And the tricks came out at the start of the fourth. Sobey with an outrageous one-handed slam. Well worth seeing all over again. Makes a wonderful sound, doesn't it? The ball and the hands on the rim like that. Kevin Lish with his contributions too, as did Jesse Wagstaff during that final quarter. Quincy Davis. Decent game. The double-double. Not just the 18 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 blocks too. But Australia's game are now through to the second round. Glad you enjoyed it. Don't forget Philippines, Japan coming up in around 5 hours. You join us for that as well.